Our top story tonight, a growing backlog at the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Crime Lab is now impacting courtrooms across the state, including here in Chatham County. Prosecutors say delays in testing evidence are slowing down cases and leaving victims, defendants, and families waiting for longer for answers. Tonight, we're looking into what's causing the bottleneck and the effect it's having on the local justice system.
I am frustrated. Frustrated doesn't quite capture it.
According to Chatham County District Attorney Shalina Jones, criminal court cases are being delayed by months, even years, due to a backlog at the GBI Crime Lab. Data shows there have been around 43 to almost 48,000 unworked cases exceeding 30 days in the past 9 months.
More and more, increasingly, we are finding that the state might have to ask for a continuance of a trial based on the fact that we haven't gotten the results back from the lab. If there's a backlog for the GBI, that means there's a backlog for our cases, which means that both victims and defendants and their lawyers are going to be dissatisfied because that means that their case has to move to another date.
Cases often get pushed back a full year, if not more. Criminal defense attorney Michael Schiavone says he's seen these impacts firsthand, and they could force a judge to grant a suspect bond.
It's for a criminal defense lawyer if your client's sitting in jail. So cases that take time generally work to the benefit of the person accused.
DA Jones says they're doing what they can to move cases along, but there's a simple solution.
I know that our state has more money in its coffers to dedicate to criminal justice, to improve the outcomes. I don't believe that you can both complain about what's not being done, but refuse to invest there.
We did reach out to the GBI for comment on this data, and we have not yet received an answer. You can watch the district attorney's full interview on our website. Well, new at 6, a Beaufort County jury has found a man guilty in the 2024 shooting death of his roommate. 37-year-old Herbert Francisco Vargas Cabarello was convicted of murder in possession of a weapon during a violent crime in the death of 36-year-old Jorin Josel Avila Chirinos. Today, he was sentenced to life in prison after a 3-day trial. Prosecutors say the two lived in a mobile home on Halinda Drive with several others when Vargas Cabarello arranged for the other residents to leave the home before shooting the victim in the back of the head. His body was found days later in a wooded ditch near the home. 2 other men are also charged in the case, and they're still awaiting trial. Well, 2 young men have pled not guilty in connection to the murder of a teenager. Marcus Thomas Jr. and Caesar Tompkins Jr. are each charged with malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, criminal attempt to commit an armed robbery, and aggravated assault. Prosecutors say the 2 tried to rob 14-year-old Markel Bush in September of last year before shooting and killing him. U.S. Marshals later arrested Thomas, while Tompkins turned himself in to authorities in November. Well, some new information to tell you about now. A kidnapping investigation in Statesboro has now expanded into multiple arson cases and ended with an arrest. Police say a man is in custody after a tip led officers to disturbing discovery involving a missing woman and several fires at a local motel. The Statesboro Police Department says the case started yesterday when investigators received an anonymous tip along with video showing that what appeared to be a woman being forced into a vehicle on South Main Street. That led investigators to identify the owner as 34-year-old Xavier Evans, who lived in Burke County. Their deputies were asked to check Evans' home, where they found a woman who told officers she had been kidnapped in Statesboro. During the investigation, detectives say Evans was also linked to 3 separate arson cases at the Super 8 motel on Jameson Avenue in Statesboro. Investigators believe the victim had been staying at that motel at the time of the fires. Evans was booked into the Bullitt County Jail on charges including kidnapping, 3 counts of first-degree arson, and stalking. Well, Chatham County leaders are proposing a more than $1.1 billion budget for the next fiscal year with a major focus on public safety, road projects, and community service. The proposed spending plan would keep the county's millage rate the same while adding dozens of new positions and millions of dollars in capital improvements. Chatham County's proposed 2027 budget totals more than $1.14 billion, with county leaders saying their top priority is public safety. The budget adds 58 new positions across county government, including 23 new fire department jobs, new behavioral health staff, more non-emergency call takers, and additional court and detention center employees. The plan also invests heavily in infrastructure and recreation projects. Under the newly approved SPLOST program, county leaders are proposing major road developments for Quaco Road, Little Neck Road, Bush Road, and Ogeechee Road. The budget also includes money for drainage projects, sidewalks and trails, and a new indoor recreation facility at Lake Mayer. $2 million is proposed for upgrades, including parking lot improvements and recreation spaces. The proposed budget does not raise the county millage rate. County commissioners will hold public hearings next month before taking a final vote on the spending plan. Well, a local 5-year-old boy who has spent much of his early childhood battling leukemia is now getting something his family says they've always dreamed about for years: time together again. George's childhood has been marked by hospital stays, treatments, and long stretches away from home and family. But today, that all took a backseat when Make-A-Wish Foundation and Camping World surprised the family with a brand new camper, something they say brings back the simple joy of camping together. The family says George is now in remission, and this gift represents more than just a trip. It's a chance to rebuild normal moments and continue making memories as a family.
Means exciting adventures together. George and his brothers had to spend a lot of time apart while George was in the hospital in Savannah and in Atlanta, and they really missed him.
The family's already planning their first getaway this weekend and gearing up to celebrate George's 6th birthday right inside their new home on wheels. Well, in just 5 days, we are giving away the St. Jude Dream Home in Savannah, and if you want a chance to win, you need to act fast. There's less than 1,000 tickets left. Get your ticket now by scanning the QR code if you'd like a chance to win this $575,000 grand prize built by Landmark 24 Homes. It's 2,500 square feet and is located in the Oakwood at New Hampstead neighborhood. Either way, you'll be helping treat and defeat life-threatening diseases. We want you to meet 6-year-old Yara, who has a rare bone marrow disorder. WSAV's Ben Singer talked with her and her mother, Brittany, on a recent trip to St. Jude.
What is the treatment plan like right now? What is she going through?
She has biopsies twice a year. Initially, she was getting MRIs as well because it can affect the brain. And then as needed, she has platelet transfusions and blood transfusions. Generally, flu season, cold season, if she gets the flu, if she gets a cold, her platelets drop very low, her blood drops very low, and her body can't keep up. Her bone marrow can't keep up with the production needed, and so then she'll have to get the platelet transfusions and the blood transfusions.
So what kind of patient is Yara?
Yara's a little bossy lady. She comes down here and thinks she's a celebrity because they are just so welcoming and loving here. When she comes in, they greet her by name, and she just knows that they're going to take care of her, so she lets them take care of her.
So you're well aware, we're trying to make our audience well aware that St. Jude is a place where families never receive a bill. Mm-hmm. They'll work with your insurance if you have that, but you never see the billing side of that. And given how often you've had to come here, can you talk about what that's like, having that burden lifted from your family?
Absolutely. I just know from COVID, I got sick with COVID and had an enormous medical bill, even with insurance, and just knowing that was just one small hospital stay, and knowing how many times we've had to come down here and how many blood transfusion and platelet transfusion and hospital stays, and just knowing what the bill might look like if it came to my house, knowing that I don't have to worry about that, I can just worry about taking care of my child, it's an enormous relief.
What is it like to be a patient here?
They love their patients. When you come in, they're taking care of a family member. It's really what it feels like. I guess you work at St. Jude, but really it's just like I'm taking care of my family here at St. Jude, and they take care of our babies so well.
What is your plea to our viewers in Savannah about why they should support this fundraiser?
I think they should support because St. Jude, more than anything, is a research hospital, and we want children to grow old. And so buying these Dream Home tickets allows them to further their research in well-known diseases and even ones that are less known.
And one more thing, if you get your Dream Home ticket by this Monday, you'll be entered into a separate drawing for Savannah Bananas tickets. You'll get 4 club level seats, and you'll see all the action up close.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic. The accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
Well, this evening we are tracking some very heavy rain, likely causing some issues on the roadways. We did have an accident along Interstate 16 westbound just past Chatham Parkway, but that situation since has improved. But just seeing some minor delays along I-95 with some slower than normal traffic, but no major accidents to report. Heavy rain is still going to be a concern over the next few hours. Viper radar is tracking that more toward the coast with more moisture coming in from the west. We'll talk about higher storm chances for Friday and Saturday coming up in just a few moments.